So I heard you in the videos say you need a friend. So what partnerships helped you move policies along?
Some very different kinds of partnership. The child care bill happened, one great partnership was ASME. Unions have always been essential in moving child care. They paid for every poll. They most importantly took Duffy Campbell at the National Women's Law Center, me and my friend Mary Burdett to lunch and breakfast all the time because you needed a lot of nourishment to make this possible. But unions were critical. The Junior League was a very big player a long time ago in national policy because they obviously could affect a lot of different members of Congress. The field is absolutely critical. Women's organizations, pediatricians, organizers, very important part of making things move. You have to work with a lot of different groups of people. The business community, but I'll have something later to say about that.
Okay. So how have you managed to win over people who oppose a policy change you are passionate about?
Well, data and facts are important. I remember testifying, like every time you testify, you talk about rates and how low rates are, and you look at the members on the dais and you remember you look at what the rates are in their own districts and in their own states. So having information that is relevant to policymakers, having people in their districts who can talk to policymakers, that is the secret sauce of Head Start, right? Having a Head Start program in every congressional district. Being tenacious, sometimes you just wear them down, and sometimes, you can be, you're pretty brutal. Don't be afraid. I mean, use some common sense, but when, you have to be tough, be tough. And being smart, remember something about what they did personally and bring it back to them, knowing their personal situation, bringing friends who know them to see them, and sometimes just crying. When we were going through the welfare bill, when they were trying to take everything apart, Congress 1995-96, they wanted to get rid of the standards in the child care bill. Let me tell you, they would fit in a thimble. I remember being in Representative Stenholm's office, and I just cried. Didn't help. How could you do anything so mean? No, you have to know when to do that. I wouldn't suggest it.
I bet you did, Helen.
Complex needs of low-income families and children in this world today, and understanding that a single intervention will not necessarily change the outcomes of these children, and in your heart, understanding all the different kinds of supports that these children and families need. And money.
How do you manage what can be a frustratingly long road when you are passionate about the need for change? How do you sustain hope?
You do the best you can, and you keep things in perspective. I look at all the women and children who get child care help now, or pre-K, or Head Start, and I feel pretty good because they weren't there before. To understand that you never know when you can make progress. We created a child care entitlement for mothers on welfare under Ronald Reagan without a big campaign. We just won the biggest child care increase in history under President Trump. Who would think? So you just keep moving forward, going to work every day, and figuring out what to do next, and you celebrate your successes. You also have a life that's outside work. You go to museums, you read books, you look at the ballet, you cook, you have a lot of friends, and you understand that there's a big world out there.